Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 92. We're currently playing as Kaiser Wilhelm II, the off-mustachioed Kaiser of the Holy Roman Empire. He's the grandson of Kaiser Wilhelm I, who himself was the son of Kaiser Ulrich III, and so on and so forth, all the way back to Duke Otto of Saxony, who was our starting character. We begin this episode at war, with Robin of the Italian Revolt for our Holy Roman claim on Bologna. Now, Bologna is this place here. We're not going to assault it because, well, numbers, but we're pretty happy with how things are going there. We've also got two armies sitting up here. This one here is not quite at full strength yet. It appears to have lost its commander at some point, so we'll give it a new one. That fellow. How's that one doing? Yep, all good. And he's going to be basically beating up upland and taking bits of land for us, maybe Lapland as well at some point, though we have a truce for another 6 years with the Count of Lapland. He's Orthodox, so he won't join in on our stuff. Also, we don't yet hold Sweden. We could usurp or form the Kingdom of Sweden, I believe it is, and then we'd be able to just say these guys, you know, join in. But I'd kind of rather take their land from them. You know what? No, we're going to... I know. We can't have our kingdoms integrate into the de jure HRE area. We can't do that. Or we can, but we don't want to do that, until the HRE is at primogeniture succession. That's going to take another generation before we can start doing that. But we can still take the kingdom titles. As long as they're not de jure part of the HRE, they don't get votes in the elective monarchy, so they don't count. So all we need to do is make sure that one province, one de jure province, is not part of our holdings. And I think last episode, or the episode before that, I selected Oland here. That's actually a pretty good one to have not be part of our stuff, because we don't need it to go anywhere. Normally we might say Aland here, or Aland. You know, we'll leave that one alone, but that's a passage through to Finland, so that gives us, you know, another opening up here, which we already kind of have. So you know what, we're going to form the Kingdom of Sweden when we next can, and start saying, hey, dudes, you should be our vassals. Meanwhile, this army here, I'm going to get them to move down to Ruthenia. Because, I noticed this earlier, we have under a year left on our truce with the Ruthenian. We have a bunch of stuff we could claim off him. Like, a lot of stuff. Mainly single counties. We're not going to issue claims. I don't think we can actually issue claims for these places. Yep, because these guys are Orthodox, not Catholic. So we just have to take what we can get. Similarly, I think our truce with Bulgarian should be 6 years on that. And what about with Rus? 3 years on that. Good. So yes, this army up here will head down here to Ruthenia, where our actual claim, or our war... Wouldn't mind one of these two, but, you know, we'll see what we can get. So we could do a claim on that part, and that'd be interesting because it would get rid of that annoying little perturbance. Is it perturbance the right word for that? Little extrusion there. We get that bit of Turov there. Smolensk is not useful to us. Neither is Roslavel from the look of it. Korsun is the other one, part of Kiev. Yeah, so whatever we'd be doing, it'd be around this area here. So let's get our army and say move down to, say, Galich. That'll put him in striking distance for anything we want to do. Okay, let's get the timer started. Incidentally, as I pause the timer, I just want to see how much it will cost me to create the Kingdom of Sweden, and not much at all, so let's do that right now. Done. We are the King of Sweden. It appears that the King of Sweden is running under, yep, agnatic elective monarchy. We are, of course, going to name our son as heir, but we are also going to attempt to institute high crown authority. And ask people if they'd like to vassalize. He won't, but he's really close to it. So we're going to send him some money, and then he will. Good on you. And this one down here as well. And she'll just flat out accept it. Good lass. So we'll see those come in soon. And yeah, we should be able to just immediately swap Sweden here to primogeniture. When guests arrive, my son Wilhelm is first to greet them and shower them with questions. That's the gregarious trait. We'd like him to keep that. And if we let him keep it, he'll get +1 diplomacy as well. Done. That's exceptional. Good child. Okay, so that was this one down here. That's good. Is she part of any particular duchy? No, no duchy's been formed there. And we're just not tapping this guy for it. He won't accept it to begin with because he is the Duke of this area here, and, well, he doesn't like us because we declared war on him at some point. And we also won't be able to get this guy to be our vassal because false religion. Also, he doesn't like us. But that'll be most of... There we go. That guy's come in. Let me find him. Does he want anything from us? Apart from the Kingdom of Sweden? No, he's good. So that's a lot of land we've just gained. Let's check our levies. We needed 3 shock retinues to bring our forces back up to, or up to where we want them to be. I don't think we can get 3 out of this, but let's see. 1? Nope, just 1. But we're kind of close to getting the next one on top of that as well. Alright. Going for it now. What's that? Message to conscript merchant ships has appeared again. That's fine, that's just because we were ducking below 50 gold. Okay, minor plots. Yep, that's all fine. Looks like the Kingdom of Sweden's succession. No. The Kingdom of Lithuania's succession is doing something weird. Well, that's odd. My steward has some interesting ideas on improving the economy. Sure. It puts us in debt, but not for long. I'm also going to check to see if there's somewhere that we could put our spy master that would be better for, you know, economy. So our spy master is currently all the way down here in, what's this place? Shaka. So, yeah, we're basically #1 in castle infrastructure. Shaka is the best place for town infrastructure. Over here is good for church in Damietta and Fustat. How are they with town infrastructure? We need above 2 and a bit, so yes, we'd still get a bit of progress there. We are the best at improved keeps, like nobody even comes close to us. and I don't care about trade practices and construction. So, I think that I will put my spy master in, probably Damietta here. Why not? Let's just see how it goes. So, spy master in there. Excellent. So we're increasing trade practices, which we don't care about, but we're also increasing church and town infrastructure. And religious and popular customs, but the important thing is the economy due to that little bonus that we just paid for. Right. Law in Sweden is almost passed. I think we just need one more vote from one of you losers. Probably not going to get it for whatever reason. We're well out of debt. We've gotten the message that, you know, we can conscript merchant ships if we so wished. We don't wish at this point. We have a peasant revolt just down here. That's kind of fortunate because our army is already headed down there to deal with them. We could buy another shock retinue. Somehow. And yeah, we just leave these two islands out of it, and we won't get any integration from Denmark or Sweden until we want. Odds are that we're going to get the HRE to primogeniture before 100 years pass, which is the usual de jure shift time. But I just don't want to leave it up to chance. Like, I don't know if we're going to be able to pass High Crown Authority in HRE. We might have issues with that, which would suck. So we just won't do it until, you know, we can be sure of things. It's a little annoying hovering around the 50 gold mark because we're going to constantly be getting that message about, hey, you know, you can get merchant ships. Hey! Looks like there's been another rebellion in Italy. There has been, but we don't have a valid casus belli on him. So the Italian is currently dealing with a war against Verona, which is my guy. A war to lower the Crown Authority. Some dudes claim, and some dudes claim. He's not having a very good time of it, this Italian guy. Don't kill other Littlepfingers. It's really easy, you know, just don't do that. And of course, another reason for us not to be, you know, leaving up to the 100 years chance thing is when we want to change the law here, we need no vassals fighting each other, which is a massive pain in the ass. So these guys probably don't like the fact that I raised Crown Authority on them. That's why they're voting for Prince Sigmund here. Let's see, King Johann of Bohemia. Oh god, he's a vassal? Well, yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I can manipulate his opinion a bit. Let's give him control of that duchy that he wanted, if we can. So he wants control of the Duchy of Upper Lorraine. Well, there it is. Okay, so he's at -2. He is still in jail. I can give him 77 gold. I can ransom him and everybody will give me +20 opinion. he will still be a traitor. And that's the important part there. Because it means that we can still try and revoke his titles. Let's see. We're not going to do that just yet because, well, we can't change the succession law because we're at war, as well as the whole peace thing. Duchess Sir Hilda of Polotsk and Prince Gottschalk. So let's look for Prince Gottschalk. It'll be this one. So he's at 60, and why is that? Okay, because he's outraged and all that sort of rubbish. We could pay him off a little bit, and it'd get 45, and then award him an honorary title of being seneschal, which would bring him to 0. So that would work. And who was the other one? Duchess Sir Hilda. Scroll all the way down to S. There she is. So she's only at minus 15. So that should be fairly easy to overcome. Yeah, we just pay her a little bit. So we could successfully engage in bribery to do that, and we will when the time comes. We've got to win this fight in Italy, and we've got to put down this rebellion over here. Both of which we are in no doubt of actually doing. It's just a matter of time. There we go, we've won this siege, dragged Cecily de Ravana out of the castle. Ransom her? No. Nope. Alright. And we're not going to release that king guy, because while he would give us 20 opinion, it would mean releasing him. And I don't particularly want to do that, we got him in prison for a reason. And as soon as we get primogeniture past there, we no longer have to give a shit about losing the title on succession, because we won't. I mean, it'll piss off the rest of our realm. Make no mistake there. Okay, the Italian is accepting peace. And if I'm right, I was going to give that to the Ferraran Count. Yes, that is exactly what I was going to do. There we go. We've won that war. And now we have a nice little land bridge through to the rest of our lands here. You are now Count of Bologna as well. And I'm just going to sit our army there for a little bit, because we've almost taken out, well, we're almost down into a position to take out this army. And as soon as that happens, I want to, you know, mess with the laws in Lithuania. Excuse me. Yeah, the factions are not too much of an issue at this stage. Still. Why is Franz leading that army? He's only got 12 marshal? Give it to Christopher there. Okay, they're going to try and move out and fail. Does probably mean we'll have to chase them around a little bit after we beat them to, you know, smithereens here. Unless we just obliterate the hell out of them immediately and win that war. And unfortunately, he's Catholic. I would have preferred him to be, I don't know, something else that wasn't Christian. Not that it's a matter, because now we're no longer at war, so now we just have to deal with our vassal opinions. So King Johann is at -1. We'll get the other guy's opinions up, because I can get his opinion up fairly easily. So, let's see, there's Gottschalk. I hope these are the only ones. Yep, God's Chocolate Finger. What does he want from me? Money. So we give him money, and we give him the honorary title of Seneschal. Now he's at 0, so that's fine. We keep the game paused so that nothing can, come along and fuck with this as we're in the process of doing it. And Duchess Sahilda here, we give her some money. We just check on the law. Hey, we can change it without bribing the king. Sweet. So we do change that. And we probably have a lot more haters now. Yep, look at this list of haters all the way down to there. But you know what they say. Haters are going to hate. Okay, so these guys can come down here more. As that truce is almost over. And we can look down here and see what we can do. So this guy is just a single province. Really? Well, I don't want him winning his war with Italy. Because if he wins that war with Italy, then there are issues regarding the usurpation of Italy. This guy here seems to actually be winning. Have I declared war on him previously? I have, so we can't deal with that in any way. But we could take Modena. We don't have any other lands of that duchy. You know what? We're going to leave that alone for the moment. Instead, let's have a look at the Republic trade zones. So, if we do an embargo on Gaeta, we'll be destroying 2 trade posts, which would be both of these ones over here. I think Venice would be a much better option. So we're going to declare war on Venice to remove all of these trade posts to help out our Pisan bros. Because if our Pisan guys can get a trade post over in Constantinople, they can get a trade post bloody anywhere. So we'll just move these guys up here and say, Venice! Buddy old pal. Give us some money. Yeah, he's not allied with anybody important. That's a Venetian army right there, so let's smash that. Get a lot of war score out of doing that, we should. And that's our message, that our truce with Ruthenia is coming to an end shortly. Good. Succession in the HRE is still fine. The Swedish one is still fine. We might have to bribe somebody to pass that law. Massive war score gain there. Let's get out of there because it currently has typhoid fever. And we can start, pressing for the embargo that we actually want. Good. Levy reinforcements in Oberbayern. I'm contemplating just forming the Kingdom of France, doing the same thing that we did up in Sweden and Denmark and leave them one province somewhere. But we'll see about that. Did we already own that? Why aren't we attacking that? Yeah, whatever. We should have been attacking the trade post there, but it doesn't matter because the Venetians landed another army. There we go, wiped him out. Probably have to drag him to 100% war score unless we actually wanted to go and attack Venice itself, or Venezia. But we're not going to do that, we're just going to let the war score do its thing. Okay, these armies are almost together. Yep, and we're just shy by 100 retinue points of completing this army up here. And I think our siege is, sorry, not siege, our truce is over. It certainly is. So, we could do Vladimir Volinsky, which is this place, Turov, or Korsun. Ooh, is that a duchy? No, or Kiev. So we've got claims on all 4 of these places. The Turov guy already has quite a lot of stuff. Vladimir Volensky wouldn't be too bad, but it's a child. Ah, you know what? We'll claim Vladimir Volensky. Off we go. Why not? Okay, that's one trade post. Keep on moving around. Really quick and easy, and I'm thinking kind of nasty way to deal with trade posts is just to raise up the troops in every place. It's a slow process. I can't understand why we're not attacking that trade post down here, because it is Venetian. Oh, it's already held by rebels, by the Italian revolt, so we don't have to worry about it. Alright, that's fine. The only danger of raising up an army like we've just done is that Venetians might, you know, send guys via boat. But, you know, whatever. I doubt that they've actually got any guys left. The Duke of Verona has successfully taken Brescia off the Italian king, so good on him. So now the Italian king just has to deal with his revolutions. I wonder, can we join in? Nope. Apparently not. And yeah, we'll just let that fight do what it does. Gather up these armies. Looks good. And we'll just wait until we get the next retinue, which we should get fairly shortly, I'd imagine. I think taking Vladimir Volensky over there will give us enough retinue points to actually form that. And then we'll have a decision to make over whether we want a 4th retinue army, or whether we want to start increasing the size of our retinue armies beyond 12,000. I'm thinking the latter. Because we are having issues where we turn up at a place and we can't just assault it, and things like that. And we do have quite substantial supply limits running around the place, so we'll try and bolster up our forces a bit. Maybe give them all another cavalry sort of thing. That'll take care of the retinue cap for a while. What's that? The King of Burgundy wants to marry my courtier, Berta. No. Because she has my bastard children, so there could be an issue there. Even though I, you know, didn't legitimize them. Okay, this is something we haven't seen in a while. We've raised up the levies of Carinthia for too long. I'm not concerned about it. Because, well, they're going to win their siege in a few moments. In about 24 days. Now 12 days. And then we can just put them down. They don't have to sit around. That's a really nice county crest. Okay, money's going alright, so let's see if there's something we can buy. Stables here are almost done. Yes, actually, they'll be done now. Wonderful. Okay, so it looks like barracks and jousting lists are a big thing that we hadn't... Oh no, we got stables in Passau. That'll do for now. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, see, the Venetians landed an army on us with dudes, but we've got the numeric superiority, and they tried for an amphibious landing. So we have beaten them, which is good, because I didn't notice that. Like, you know, my bad. Which has given us a little bit of war score, and allowed us to capture this mayor guy, who we will immediately ransom back for 74 gold. And we're not going to chase them. Because we want to win this siege real quick. There we go. And yes, that's given us our ticking war score. So I'm going to put those levies down. And now we're going to go and, you know, sort of troll around there. Just see how that goes. There we go. He's accepted that peace. Or not peace, the truce it was. No, it wasn't. It was a ransom. And now we just kind of beat up his stuff for a bit. Or, alternatively, wait for these guys to get into Verona. Why are they headed into Verona? It's a terrible idea for them to do. And just beat up this guy's armies around the place. My son Wilhelm does his homework and is always on time for his lessons. That's the diligent trait. That is phenomenal. And, yeah, so that's good. I like him having that trait. So he has a good mentor. This is excellent. He might be cruel, but he's patient, humble, gregarious, and diligent. Everything here except cruel is positive. And even cruel has its benefits. Yeah, wipe them out. And that's given us the war. Done. It's a lot of money. And now no trade zones here. So get on that, peasants. And meanwhile, I'll be sending my army over there for undisclosed reasons. Not actually undisclosed. I'm actually going to send them to Crane. Might ignore Russ for a little bit. No, we actually wanted to take the Russ stuff. So, we're going to finish up this fight here, or, you know, war for this Vladimir Volensky place. Take this army up to Russ, take one of their duchies in a holy war, and then institute our little plans for Jerusalem. And hopefully that works out. Now with Jerusalem, unlike Plock here, we can give Jerusalem to a Catholic and then make them independent, but we don't want to do that, because if we do that, we still have to rely on the Abbasids declaring war on him. And also the Byzantines might declare war on him, like, instantly just to take their stuff back. What we need to do is give it to somebody who isn't Christian. Actually, that's going to be a huge issue, isn't it? Because we don't actually have anybody who isn't Christian in our realm. We'll have to see. Got our war goal. So now we head over to Turov because he raised troops out of there. Yes, I'm going to have to look into that. But we can't give it to an Orthodox guy and we can't give it to a heretic. I mean, we can. You know, if we give it to a heretic, then the Abbasids should be able to declare war on it very easily. Because if we give it to an Orthodox guy, they might think, oh, well... Actually, no, if we give it to an Orthodox guy, then the other Orthodox nations might join in. If we give it to another Catholic, the Byzantines will definitely back up that Catholic. But if we give it to... Well, you know what? Okay, there is a Duke of Jerusalem. Is it part of the de jure area yet? No, it is not part of the de jure area yet. That is wonderful. So when we do our little usurping thing, we're going to be doing it for the Duchy of Jerusalem. That will give us all of this land. These two here, apparently. That's weird. And we'll use that to be all like, well, give it to an Orthodox guy, because then the Byzantines can't say, oh, well, it's part of our de jure thing, so join in, because they're of a different religion. Like, you know, the Byzantines are Catholics, so they can't say join in and he'll join in. He won't do that. And similarly, they can't declare a holy war on him, because he's Orthodox. Now, if that didn't quite make sense, it does to me. So if you've got any questions about that, go ahead and ask me. And if it hasn't become clear, I'll try and explain it a little bit better, I suppose. Come on. Wouldn't mind beating up that army, but they're just sitting there. Wouldn't mind being able to capture people and then have them be, like, members of our court. So that we could then, like, capture a bunch of pagans and be all, well, hey, you know, be a member of our court. Normally that would be a terrible idea, but when it comes down to being able to do that so that you could get pagans, so that you could give them land, well, that would be kind of cool. Okay, let's get a barracks in Nidabayan, or Wittelsbach as the case is. Yes, so unfortunately the King of Italy might be losing his... well, losing one of these wars at the very least. Maybe. Okay, good. He's coming down to Kiev, so we might be able to grab him on the through fair. We've caught him. Good, so we're getting there on the 14th, and he would leave for Galich on the 25th. Yeah, he's coming back to try and take these places. Not that that will help him. In fact, it has sealed his demise, / doom. A couple of plots there that I should check out. Nothing notable. Got a lot of threats. It's kind of amusing to me. Okay, a nice successful battle there. 50% war score. That's given us the war. Excellent. And now these guys will head up here. Is that an adventurer army? Who the hell are they attacking? Cumania. They're trying to conquer Azov, which is a duchy? Yeah, this area down here. Oh, good on them. That's not part of what I want, because that's in Millennia, not Tarika. Alright, so we're just going to send this army up here to Rus, take probably Moskva. And then, yeah, that'll be good. Then we'll bring them back down here to support this army, because I am a little wary of the Byzantines. In that, well, the Byzantines have 34,000 troops. I have over twice that, but I wouldn't use them all. My wife is pregnant. Again. Well, she is a fertile one. Little bit of a shame that I didn't get the strong trait, but that's fine. You know, I'm not particularly concerned that he didn't get it. We've done well without it. Ugh, come on. Okay, let's see if we can get that retinue yet. We can. Up you go. And that'll give us a full retinue of 12,000. Then we can look at expanding them, as we were talking about earlier. Unpause the game, it'll make it go faster. And I actually think moving into Tver would be the better choice, because then we can strike into both Moskva itself and Mozhaysk here. Mozhaysk? That place. So it'll just take us a little bit longer to get there, but, you know, not a terrible concern. Oh, one thing I didn't check. Oh, none of these places have baronies. God damn. This is going to suck, because we're going to have to find another guy to give this land to. I hate this. I'd really love it if they could just have baronies. Okay, so we'll get there on the 18th of April. We still have like... I forgot about this. We still have a year before our truce with him runs out. Nah, bugger that. Let's go down here. We can always come back and deal with that later. Sweden, come on. Let me just bribe one of you then. I don't particularly want to change that vassal law immediately. I mean, the succession law, because we've already stacked like a -100 modifier due to changing succession laws. So I'm not quite sure why I paid that guy some money. Oh no, I do. Because we're trying to get the Crown Authority up. Get rid of those. The Kingdom of Sweden. Look at some of these counts. Come on, buddy. I only need a couple of votes. I don't want to overspend. There we go! We've done it. Good, so they're going to be a little bit pissed with us, but, well, fuck them. I think I have a very good way of ruling people. Oh, they're going to be annoyed with us, but fuck them. You know, they'll be fine. Yeah, we're still saving up our tech points. We have no reason to spend them on the lower grade stuff at this point. So we're just waiting for this army. You know, On the way through, we're going to take Chilea, the city of Chilea, back. Let this guy run his own thing. That's alright. Yeah, so it'll be our county claim on Chilea, which means... yeah, the Duke will get the city, and we'll still have Plock sitting here by itself. That'll be good. Because we need Plock to sit there by itself. So as you can see. Yep. So, the 100 years doesn't have to be consecutive, but for every year that... it seems that for every year that the kingdom is not being integrated, you lose one from the tracker. See, we're currently at 77. We were at something like 83 previously. It's not a big concern of mine. I mean, it's just something that happens. It's not something we need to put effort into doing. This Burgundian revolt is still going on. I thought they would have won by now. We probably have a truce with them. Yep, another 3 years for that truce. Not overly concerned there. And how's the truce with Bulgaria? Yeah, 4 years. Okay, Vladimir Zelensky is converted to the Catholic faith. That was quick. Good on you. And our guy is up here in Torzok, trying to convert it from the Swirmanescos. Which, you know, good on him. He could work a little bit faster if, you know, he knew what was good for him. Ah, yeah, you're to the oblet. You might be quick, but you're also, you know, you consider me to be an evil tyrant, so I can't let you do anything. Shame, really. Let's get barracks in Nuremberg. A son! A sickly son, but a son nonetheless. And Prince Wilhelm here has upgraded. He is an underhanded rogue, which isn't the best of diplomacy stats. It's actually exactly what we've got. But it's not bad. Now, he needs land. He is an unlanded son, and he is also unmarried. So, who could he marry? Well, we're not going to marry him to Debtara here, even though it's interesting because she's a Miaphysite Christian. She's also a homosexual and a theologian, so very low chance of children out of that relationship. The Duchess of Achaia here could be an interesting one. Could be. He really needs stewardship, though. Unfortunately, excuse me, stewardship gives you this lovely, you know, fertility buff. Shame we didn't get to Leontia here 10 years earlier. Because she's a genius. Just looking for genetic traits. And, you know, the positive fertility modifiers. Yeah, we seem to be too far down. He needs to have a high stewardship wife so that he can get, you know, the demands limit up. Although, yeah, he needs at least a +1. He won't have a +1 based on that. You know what? I will marry him to Leontia here. Because she has epic stats. Yes, I'll marry him to Leontia. And if they don't produce children within a few years, well, you know, he can always get a divorce. Excellent. And we're going to take the money. Great. Okay, so now we still have an unlanded son, but now that we've married him, we're all good to, you know, be giving him land. When the time comes. So basically when this army gets combined and we go for a holy war up here against this swimmy guy. For Finland, I suppose. And it has to be a holy war because otherwise... Actually... Yeah, because of these damn truce timers and all that sort of rubbish. Although, we were planning on making claims against... You know what? Yeah, I've got an idea. He might have to wait a little bit longer, but the prestige penalty isn't that big for us because we're so awesome. Okay, let's just gather those armies up. Great. And I will send them up here, because those are wars that we're looking to fight fairly soon. But we're not going to declare those immediately. What we are going to just declare immediately is a little war down here for Chilea. Wonderful. Rip through the place. Done. Ticking war score. We can just leave that war to do its thing. This guy can't stop it now. Well, I don't think he can. He might try. But, well, good on him if he does. Yeah, you know what? We'll just put it beyond all reasonable doubt. Let these guys have their morale recover from being, you know, raised as levies. We'll just send him over there to smash his army, and that should give us the victory. By the time that our other army is in position. Okay, we're starting to think that my daughter-in-law might fancy me. Yeah, right. Hey, if she gets pregnant, Prince Wilhelm might pass it off as his own. You never know. This is something that can happen. Alright, let's start that move. They should have enough morale when they get there, considering their numeric and tactical advantage. Of course, the danger is that the other army might move out, which it is doing. But that's just given us more time, hasn't it? Wilhelmina is often involved in fights with other toddlers. That's good news. She is now proud. She's still sickly, which is weird. So again, we're not going to catch these guys, but we're going to complete the move into Galich. Is that Galich? No, Galindia. So that we get a quicker move into Plock. Great. Okay, I believe we were building something in most of these places. Ah, Andex finished, so we'll get stables for Andex. I would like to finish this little war before we go to war with the Byzantines, just so that I can, you know, concentrate on something. And there's a truce with Burgundy expiring. Or with a Prince of Burgundy, sorry. So, nobody who actually matters. And yeah, ripping that army to shreds. We won't declare war before the start of before the end of the episode. Just because we're getting right on the edge of that. There we go, and that's actually 100% war score. Beautiful. So now we no longer have that annoying little city sitting around back down there. Move these guys out and put them down. Come on. There we are. Get rid of them. Now, we're going to end the episode. So, if you have any questions or comments about what I'm doing or what you're doing, go ahead and leave them below and I'll get to responding to those as soon as possible. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you would enjoy seeing more of this sort of thing, please hit that subscribe button. But in the meantime, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.